What's up, everyone? Bismather here once again with another video, and right here is the perfect purchase and sales agreement contract to give to your sellers while you're wholesaling real estate. Now, before we go on, be sure to subscribe to this channel, like this video, and comment down below. And if you want a copy of this purchase and sales agreement, please just comment down below with your email, and we'll take care of that. Now, before we go on, again, I want to emphasize that I am not a financial advisor. Always talk to your state about, and your attorneys and your titles office about what you need in your purchase and sales contract. If you're a real estate agent, you have to say that you're licensed, or some states now require you to have a license, and other things like different things that are required in a contract. So go to your state first, or your title company or your attorney, to make sure you know exactly what you need. Now, this is a simple one-page purchase and sales agreement that I have. And so I was just gonna talk about what I have here and ways you can present it to the seller, what to say when they have questions. So I like to just go with one page. It shows that, I am just a normal investor. I think the sellers you're going after, they don't want to deal with agents. They don't want to deal with tons of papers and stuff like that. And so when you come to them and you only have one page, they're like, okay, this person is just an investor. They're not trying to do anything wild or whatnot. And so it's just simple. It's easy to read. They can read it right there. If you had like a bunch of papers, you may have to leave the contract with them and wait until they sign it, but you want people to sign contracts on the spot. And so, yeah, so basically, up here I have, you all may not see it, and so I'm just going to explain it. So I have a section where you put the seller's name, buyer's name. Now right here, this is where you put your LLC name if you have an LLC. I made that mistake on my first deal. I put my name. And then I put the county, street address, city, state, zip, legal description. And this copy, I did not make this myself, so I have to be clear of that. I got this online, just Google searching purchase and sales agreement, contract template, wholesaling. And, I changed different things, but the layout is what I got online. Then I have price right here, and it said buyer will pay blank, and seller will only accept cashier check or wire transfer. So this is to show that, this is only a cash purchase. The second thing I have is payment. Everything is cash. Have about the title. It's very important to put in your purchase and sales agreement about the title. So saying that the seller will transfer marketable title to property by warranty deed. Seller will clear any liens, loans, encumbrances on the title, and unpaid taxes. So if you're dealing with tax delinquent, this is very important to put. And then I have another section where it says closing. It says buyer will pay all closing fees. So that's another advantage when you're talking to a seller, saying, oh, I'm going to pay all closing costs. There's no commissions since we're not going with an agent. And that's something you can present to them. And also, what else do I have? Seller will pay for any liens or judgments against the property. Make that clear when you meet with them, that the purchase price is going to help pay for any liens or judgments on the property. Then I have a section for closing date. So I do on and before, and I push it out 30 days. It may be 60 days for you all. Cancellation. Now, this is very important. So buyer retains the right to terminate this agreement. Buyer may cancel only by delivering written notice of cancellation to seller before closing date. And yeah, so as long as I'm letting this person know before the closing date, it's fine, basically. And so I'm glad that, I had this section in here, because I can cancel it for anything, for any reason. Disclosure, things like that. And then finally, the assignment section. This is very important if you're wholesaling and signing. So buyer has an unqualified right to assign its right under this contract to third party. I don't have no notice of the seller of an assignment is necessary. Assignment will create novation and release the original buyer from this contract and substitute the assignee in its place. Very important to put an assignment clause in your contract. Some people just put and or assigns under buyer. You can do that, but you don't have to. Another thing is binding agreement. Just saying that this is binded, and it's good to put something like this. So if the seller goes to another wholesaler, be like, hey, this is a binding agreement. I can go to court for you on you because of this. I wouldn't do it personally because I'm all like, if there's other deals out there, have more of an abundant mindset. And then the last thing is deadline for acceptance. Just the last, if you're letting them have this contract, you have a date saying, okay, you have to sign this by this date, just to give them more of a timeline. And so, yeah, something that's very important that I like is the cancellation. Buyer may cancel only by delivering written notice of cancellation to seller before closing date or date, and you can do that written or spoken. So you can do either or. And yeah, so when you're presenting this, so my first deal, actually the seller asked about the assignment clause. And I just told him, hey, sometimes I may bring another investor into a deal because I know they like this type of property, they like this area, and I just may give it to them just for being friends with this person and because we help each other out. Something like that. Or I may say, as you can see, I get transparent and say, hey, I don't have the funds for this, but I have an investor who I know who brings the funds in to facilitate this transaction. They're gonna come in and may, purchase this contract from me. It's just being upfront with them, and they're fine with it. And yeah, that's basically it. I hope you all enjoyed this video. If you all want a copy of this, please comment down below and let me know. I can DM me on Biz Matthew on Instagram or other things like that. I hope you all enjoyed this content. I'm posting Sunday, Tuesdays, and Fridays. All right, talk to you later. Peace.